Hey, thanks for joining me today. My name is Rebecca Gao, and I'm going to talk to you about the future of Pakistan's agriculture sector and its impact on the overall economy. Pakistan has been struggling financially, and its future success will depend on development in the farming industry. Improvements in Pakistan's agricultural future will depend on growing technology, better governance, and funding for new infrastructure. Here is an agriculture economics overview. Pakistan has a population of over 207 million people and is the 23rd largest economy in the world. They have the potential to grow into one of the world's largest economies, but they've been struggling to make significant economic progress. Pakistan has been underdeveloped industrially, technologically, and politically, which all impacts the economic growth. Agriculture is the biggest portion of their economy, so the success of this sector greatly impacts the success of the other sectors. About half of Pakistan's workforce is employed in the agriculture sector. If the agriculture industry isn't growing, that means the whole economy is stagnant as well. Next, I would like to address the role of technology. Deficient technology for agriculture is affecting manufacturing and the whole economy. The goods that farmers grow are an important input for the manufacturing industries. That means when the agriculture sector suffers from lower crop yields, this hurts the factory's ability to produce goods. With less goods, they will have lower profits, which hurts jobs and investment opportunities for improving their companies. The low supply and high demand for goods also raises prices to unaffordable levels, which creates a cycle of less consumer spending and less market output. Inadequate technology and equipment is also hurting Pakistan's ability to compete in a global market. It is estimated that 50% of agriculture products are wasted due to poor logistics, not enough storage, and a lack of processing facilities available for use. The support and finances needed to fix inefficient farming methods are unavailable to the majority of farmers in Pakistan. One of the biggest technology challenges they face are water shortages. This is caused by infrastructure problems, geography, and political controversy. Pakistan is mostly a desert climate with some mountainous and highland areas, and only a small fertile area along the Indus River. This means that the country heavily depends on irrigation techniques to water their crops. However, their current system is not well built and is not as advanced as it should be. Even when farmers are able to set up reliable irrigation, they still do not always have access to water. Disagreements about water sources shared with India are in dispute, and historic tensions make it difficult to negotiate a fair deal for each country. This political problem hurts farmers disproportionately compared to the rest of Pakistan's population. Another problem caused by corrupt government is land distribution. The government decides who owns the land and how it is used, and their decisions are not always based on Pakistan's best interests. Bribery and government favors use important farmland for the wrong purposes. In 2016, the Seed Act was amended by Pakistan's Senate to make it illegal for unregistered persons to sell or exchange seeds. This has taken the power from ordinary farmers and given it to multinational corporations for monetary gain by letting them exploit one of Pakistan's most important farming resources. These companies can manipulate and patent indigenous seeds as their own. The government agency in charge of seed regulation, the Sindh Seed Corporation, is incompetent and needs to be revitalized and improved in order to provide quality seed to small farmers. They have not been receiving the resources they need from their government in order to fulfill their job. Pakistan's history of debt bailouts has led them to feel that their best option is to borrow from China to fund infrastructure to help their country's economy. However, this method is risky, as other countries like Sri Lanka have seen. When unable to repay the steep debt prices, China is able to take control of the project. Critics call this creditor imperialism, and it is a threat to a country's sovereignty and natural resources. It could be argued that China is taking advantage of smaller, struggling nations for their own benefit. In theory, borrowing money from another country could give Pakistan the help it needs, but by partnering with China, they are strengthening a relationship with an autocratic nation that is known for human rights abuses. This could prove to be a poor influence for a vulnerable country like Pakistan. China is also a nuclear power and could help Pakistan develop their unstable nuclear arsenal, for better or for worse. So why should we care? The United States and its citizens should care about this issue because it affects our economy and our country's safety. This is because one of the leading problems that fuels terrorism and extremism in Pakistan is poverty. If Pakistan can improve their economy, this would raise the quality of living for the poor in Pakistan and take away some of the appeal terrorist groups have in Pakistan. A stronger economy would also help strengthen the government because they would have more of the people's support. The citizens of Pakistan would want to keep their democracy instead of turning to military dictators in hopes of a better future. This would help the US because this would take power from terrorist organizations, which improves our country's safety. The economic benefits are important as well because if Pakistan is able to support itself, they will need less humanitarian funding from the US. This means that the US could put that funding towards other projects and continue to improve the human condition in other places. This has been my report on agricultural economics in Pakistan. Thanks for listening.